Smacking.
Smacking.
Word on the street. Word on the street. Talk politics. Current events. Relationships. Movies and flicks. Word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street is we be staying on topic with sports news and the movies. Anything that just happened. Special guests with that Drake Swift, Savage Kitty and Alex, aka the Sports Mouth. Before we tell them what's happening, chop it up with you Saturdays. No better way to start your day. Kick it with y'all on Mondays in case y'all really got something to say. If not, we'll catch you on Wednesday. Put the spotlight up to your face. Yeah, you know how we get down. Tell them tune in or get out the way.
What up, though? It is Spotlight. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Drake Swift. Sorry, just running late.
No worries.
I'm all over the map today. So thanks for joining us. I know you're snowed in. Oh, sorry. Did I say that?
Ooh, that was your out loud voice.
Sorry, I snowed in. That sucks. Oh my god.
I was like, ooh, let me put a hoodie over my tank top here in Arizona, but you know.
It was kind of chilly this morning. I think it was in the 50s and the 40s.
Windy.
Windy. It got up to like 65. So for everybody that is usually when it snows back home, it's not freezing, right? It's like in the 20s and 30s because when it's below 20 or 10 or 5, it's mostly freezing and it's not really snowing. It's mostly flurries. So, it's that 25 to 33 is when it, really comes down. But hopefully people are not too freezing and too cold and too, I saw a lot of people said, hey, I'm going to go get my sled. We're going to go fucking sledding. Sledding, shagging. Did you ever shag as a child or as a young adolescent or teenager?
Shag? What is shagging?
It's
I
not
thought shagging was having sex.
Sex, no.
Why would I shag as a child? That sounds like cringy.
So, shagging, maybe it's a hood Detroit thing.
I think so. I'm from the hood. Wait, what?
So shagging was basically you would get a bumper of a car and you would go down the street. It was like
bumper hitching.
Yeah, it was like ghetto sledding in the hood.
Yeah, this bumper hitching.
Yeah. So I typed in shagging and sex came up. So there you go.
Instantly I thought Austin Powers or fucking in the snow.
Showing fucking in the snow. That's not what I want.
You're like, have you fucked in the snow when you were a small child? No. Wait, what?
No.
No, but we did sled a lot, and that's one of the, it's one of the things I do like about the snow. I hate the snow. I'm just going to be real honest. It's pretty when it first falls. It's pretty before it gets real dirty. It's pretty from inside the house when it's warm. But once you get outside and you get cold and wet, all that, like I'll sled, I'll ski, I'll ice skate, but I have a limit, Right. So I'll even snowmobile. Snowmobile is funning, funning. That was a word. Fun as well. I just that's not my favorite season. So I just don't like the inconvenience of snow. So inconvenient.
So inconvenient.
I'm a now person. Like, gotta go now. Bye now. Boom. Right. And snow. There's no now with snow.
So this is shagging.
Yeah, that's bumper hitch. Or what else do they call it? Like shoe skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that.
So it's not sexual. It is literally grabbing a bumper. And most cars don't have bumpers now anymore, right? So where the fuck you can't shag on a new car because the bumper's kind of attached to the car now. So there's
Yeah,
really
it's the whole piece. It's the whole.
you need that Chevy, right? You need that Chevy metal bumper.
Big body metal bumper. Trucks have bumpers. You could probably shag on my truck. That sounded just. After I said it, I'm like, oh, yeah, that didn't sound the best, but it's okay. Yeah, shag on my truck, baby. I've done both shagging, so yeah, I guess I have.
Shag on my
I'm
trunk.
a shagger.
I'm a shagger wagger, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shag on my trunk.
Well,
Okay.
nothing like a good little shag to get your day going.
Everybody right now is in your DM talking about,
Hey.
can we shag?
Mm-hmm. Should I drop my Cash App now? I thought we did that at the end of the show.
Yes.
We can shag. Tori Rochelle 1111. Hit me up with the Cash App in my DM. Slide in my DM with the shag conversation.
Shag conversation.
There's a
So
price for everything.
I know you told me you completed Ozark season 4, the 7 episodes. Binge watch from episode season 1 to 2, 3, and then finally the final season. What was your thoughts of that whole show? And I know it's not complete. The 7 episodes will re-release at the end of the year to complete it. And they say that the bad guy, or Marty, the bad guy, or the antagonist, or whatever you want to say, it doesn't end well for Marty. And
Really?
it's different. Well, that's what.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't tell me that.
If
Don't
you
tell
want,
me it doesn't.
so let me ask you a question. So you've seen episode 1 to episode, or season 4 to episode 7. Have you grown? Who's your favorite character? Is it Marty? Is it Marty's son? Is it Marty's daughter? Is it Marty's wife? Is it, I'm not going to say spoilers. Was it Helen? Was it Mr. Navarro? Was it Navarro's nephew? I mean, who's your favorite character? Is it the sheriff? Who is it?
I mean, I love Marty. He's my number one. I love Marty. I love how he responds to stuff. I love how clever he is, and he thinks about things before he says it, and always has a twist on whatever his answer is from a different perspective. So he's brilliant. So Marty would have to be my number one. Ruth would be right up there with Marty, though. I love Ruth's slick mouth. She's the character you love to hate, but right. She does not fuck around, right? Then probably his wife. The kids, I like the kids, but at some points in the seasons, I was like, "Ooh, I don't like them." So my worst, the person I don't like the most is what's the Snells, the Snell wife, Darlene. Fucking hated her. I don't like her. She was. Yeah, so
every time I post I grew up in Southwest Detroit, somebody reports me. So I'm just not gonna post in that
really?
feed. Yeah. Yeah. It says I don't know what was said. It said it went against violations.
Aren't you an admin in that group?
Yeah. I want to see.
How are you getting reported as an admin?
For technical, we're unable to locate content you may wish to appeal. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. This is from December 4th. Wow. Okay. So it was from December 4th, and they violated us immediately, and we were unable to, whatever, or stream or whatever. So you don't like the Snails. Did you like her husband?
I did. I liked her husband.
Okay.
I did not like her.
Okay. She's an evil.
Yeah. And there's some other people I don't like, but I won't give any spoilers.
Right.
But I kind of liked Helen. I thought she was very, I liked how stern she is, right?
Right.
She's got that "don't fuck with me" attitude. I like her, but she was kind of sneaky, and I didn't like that part. So
She's kind of sneaky.
Yeah, she's out for herself. So, but the show in general, totally invested, totally looking for a shithole city to move to just dump a bunch of money into and launder and just take over the world. So that's where I'm at with it after watching that show.
Oh, it says I'm restricted for 30 days for whatever post from December 4th. I wonder what was there.
You're restricted on Facebook or in the group?
No, for 30 days, whatever this violation was. Huh.
You mean on Facebook completely?
Yeah.
So nobody can see us right now?
There's a few people, probably YouTube. But yeah, it was a violation of something. Doesn't really tell you.
Well, we'll just have to broadcast from my page.
Yeah. Or
try not to get or from Walter's page.
From Walter's page. No, I think what it is whoever's in that group keeps reporting our feed.
They're fucking haters. I don't understand.
I don't know. Every time I post
whatever.
Every time. I don't know what is going on, but whatever. I cannot win with that group. They do not like anybody.
Whatever. Who's your favorite character?
I would say Marty. Marty's probably my favorite character. I really like and I went blank right now, but the name of the actor. What's the name of the actor?
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman.
I love him.
Jason Bateman is such a good actor. Drama to comedy. He really knocks it out the park. I know he started in comedy and then he's kind of slowly went into that kind of like I don't know if you want to say off the wall because the horrible bosses, like he was fun. He would have.
Well, he started prior to comedy. He was in sitcoms back in the day.
Yeah, wasn't he on Family Ties?
Mm-hmm. He was in sitcoms back in the day, and he was in family sitcoms.
He was in Teen Wolf too. I mean,
yeah.
I said that he's done so many things, but trying to come into his own. Where he's directing, he's writing, like all this different stuff. So I don't know. Like I said, I love his mind, the way he works and his writing ability. And like I said, I know he did like Horrible Bosses 1 and 2. He's done
hilarious.
So many funny movies, so many dramas.
Hilarious.
I think he did a movie called like The Gift or something. I can't remember. I think it was.
I like his dry humor when he can there'll be something funny and just his mannerisms of his face. He's got this dry humor about him that's just fucking epic, right? Yeah, you're like, this motherfucker is great.
So much stuff, Jason. I'm looking at he's got 93. So of currently Ozark. Arrested Development. I know he did a lot of that stuff on there.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Central Intelligence, the Gift. That's what it was. Horrible Bosses 2. Growing Up with the Fishers. That was a TV series. Bad Words. That was funny. Identity Theft. That was funny.
Hilarious.
I didn't know they did a Surviving Your Horrible Boss short film.
Really?
I guess that came
I feel like I need a Horrible Bosses marathon. That fucking movie. It never gets old.
Couple Retreats, Tropical Thunder.
That was a good one.
The X, Smoking Aces, The Breakup, King of the Hill, Dodgeball, The True Dog Understory. I loved him because he was broadcasting and he was on ESPN Ocho. I thought that was funny. God, there's so many different things he did. TV series, Breaking the Rules. So many different things. So Wow, Teen Wolf was in 1987. He did Mr. Belvedere, St. Elsewhere.
Oh, I forgot about Mr. Belvedere.
Robert Kennedy in his time. He did Knight Rider, Silver Spoons.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he did Little House on the Prairie in 81, so that was his first.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. He's phenomenal. Very talented.
Very talented. So if you
he's awesome to watch.
If you have not watched Ozark, check it out. All 4 seasons are on Netflix. It has not been completed. There is another 7 episodes. So season 4 has 7 episodes. There's going to be 7 more episodes to conclude it. And Marty might die.
Don't say that.
No?
No. Fuck, don't say that. I'm so invested in him right now, like in his family and just everything. I really want to see him win. Don't say that.
Yes,
That got me nervous.
Cannot post live, so I could post, but I can't post live. Live in the thing. So
why do people got to be such Karens? I don't get it. Like, you didn't say anything. All we did was ask if you've ever shagged. Like, come on. You shagged because your parents shagged and you got here. What else? Oh, it's from December 4th?
December 4th, whatever December 4th was. But yeah, it was December 4th. How do you like that? How do you like those apples?
December
I don't know.
4th is my son's anniversary.
Is it?
Yeah, but we didn't really say anything too bad on that show.
No?
Honestly, I don't know. We say all kinds of fucked up shit, but
yeah, but
that's the day that sticks,
Who's reporting? Who's reporting that a month ago?
Somebody trolling.
Trolling. Yeah.
Somebody doesn't like you.
Well, there's a lot of members in here, right?
What up, Vito Gonzalez? I'll see you out there. Thanks for tuning in.
There is a lot of members in here. So there's 12,000 members. I got to figure out.
I say we make a post in there that calls people out on their shit. Can we do that?
Yeah.
I think we should do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who would do this because they're it doesn't say anything report. It says no, it's not reported.
Whatever, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, we had a guest. I haven't heard from her, so I hope she's okay. We had a local.
It is a snow day there, so she might have been caught up.
She's a local realtor here.
Oh, she's here.
Sunny, Arizona. Yeah, I used to work with her at Cox, and so that's how I know her. So, all right. Well, let's jump into the show because I added a lot more stories today because it guessed me. You could call in, brother, if you want to call in, or shoot me a text. You got my number, so you could call in if you want to talk about today's issues. We could talk about if you're still at the my cousin works at a staffing firm, and the last time I talked to him, so hopefully he still works at the staffing agency. Yeah, you could come on, man. We can we interview anybody.
We sure will. We sure will.
All right.
Come on through.
You could call in 602-699-6101. Let me just enable that. I did not enable that today because I thought we were going to have a guest. Check this out. I wanted to bring this to your attention. Lawmakers urging making Lunar New Year a federal holiday. The Lunar New Year celebrates many Asian communities. Could be your first new federal holiday under bill proposal by Representative Grace Ming of New York Democrat. If it passes, new measure will make the Lunar New Year the 12th federal holiday and the first since President Biden signed it legal, establishing in Juneteenth as a federal holiday. Lunar Year, which begins February 1st this year, would celebrate 2/3 of Asian from China, Korea, Japan, and Vietnam.
I mean, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
So it is the year of the dragon. Yes,
like
he's been there 11 years. I think there should be, to be honest with you, in trying to be cancel culture, fucking politically correct, all that shit, right? If they have Juneteenth and the Asian community gets Lunar New Year, they need to make all these people that maybe were persecuted or vice versa, whatever how it goes, but they need to have a day for everybody that was maybe got taken advantage of or whatever the case. I think we talked about about the book or whatever. I think all that stuff needs to be introduced into history, because I think it's important for our children to know what came before them, not just what was taught to you or me. Abraham Lincoln's freed the slaves. George Washington was the first president. Blah blah blah. Right? That stuff is known. Someone tells me, they can't wait to see the new Batman. Well, I don't want to see Batman. I don't want to see his parents killed again. I know that story, right? So they don't want some of this stuff. We don't need
right.
And we know George Washington's first president. We know Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. We know about this, right? I think we need to teach all cultures, all these different histories in our
ethnicities. Absolutely.
So what's up, brother? How are you? I see he called in. He called my phone. What's going on? Hold on real quick. Are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, what's up, brother?
I didn't have the other number.
How are you feeling?
You didn't put it on the screen. Good, bro.
I said it. I'm sorry, man. It's in my mind. I'm sorry. Originally we had a guest today, so I wasn't going to take any callers. But what's going on? How you doing? How's the family?
Hey.
Everybody's good. Still at the same place, hustling jobs.
Yeah. I seen your pops recently when I went back a couple months ago. We had lunch.
Yeah, you know what? He told me about it.
Did he?
Yeah, we live next door to each other.
Oh, that's right. He said you guys live next door. Yeah.
Yep, I bought the house next door.
That's right. He did tell me that. Yeah, he brought his Bible. So I'm gonna make fun of him real quick. He brought his Bible. And he said, "Are we going to church?" No, he didn't do that. I was just messing with him. But
that's funny.
I walked up to him and we ate and he said a prayer before we ate. And, he's like, "You mind if we?" I said, "No, brother. I don't care. Shit, we could pray all day. Right. We could pray all day if you want. Can I pray for money? That's what I want to pray for. Can I pray for money?" So what's going on? You've been there 11 years at the staffing. What's the name of the staffing agency you're at? I know the logo is green.
Strategic Staffing Solutions.
Where are they located at?
So we just moved to the Fisher building last year.
Okay.
COVID hit, fucked everything all up.
Right.
And then they still managed to build us 3 floors.
Okay.
And so we run a call center off the 6th floor.
Okay.
We have our floor, which is like the accounting, branch administrators. We got the recruiters, account managers, and then we have the CEO level.
Okay. So I want to ask you the $1 million question. I hear this from everywhere. There's 1 million jobs, but there's nobody applying. What's the deal? Excuse me. What's the deal on the job force?
So I will say You know, being in the staffing industry, the people now, for some reason, know what they're worth. You know, they're out there looking and seeing, you know, hey, this job's paying $75 an hour, as opposed to going through a staffing company, through another staffing company, and then only taking $55 an hour.
Okay.
So it's just, you know, the unemployment got people, you know, lazy.
Right.
Not wanting to do no work, come to work.
Right.
I do see a lot of people wanting to work from home.
Right.
So that's been a big issue. You know, our staffing company kind of forces the vaccination.
Okay.
Or whatnot. So, you know, you have to be fully vaccinated in order to
work.
Yeah, to work with any. They're mandating it throughout DTE, throughout Blue Cross. Right. We have Trinity Health.
So I've seen so much of an uptick. So let's say before COVID, right? And you wanted an at-home job, like people would be like, yeah, right, dude, you're not getting no at-home job. But now it's kind of a norm, right? Everybody wants to work from home.
Yeah.
And employers have to bend. Because I had an at-home job. It drove me crazy. Like I wanted to jump out the window, and there's only one level. So like I said, it was difficult because I am a social butterfly, so I want to talk to people. And I found myself talking to the wall, and the wall doesn't talk back, and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. Like I think you have to be that certain person to work from home. You got to have that certain trait. And guess what? I wasn't the guy to work from home. Like, you know, I was constantly masturbating. I just couldn't work from home.
Hey, that's you. Shit. Yeah. You know, nothing changes.
So, since you're working at a staffing agency at this particular one, are you guys required to be vaccinated?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a mandate.
It's a mandate. Okay, yeah. When I went to look for my new job, same field, you know, they wouldn't even talk to me if I wasn't mandated. So
that's the first question they ask. Are you
vaccinated? Yeah. They don't really care about the booster, but I mean, I do have my booster.
No.
But are you vaccinated? And that's the biggest thing. So, were you a big Stafford fan? I got to ask you because he is going to the Super Bowl, not as a Lion, but he's going to the Super Bowl. Were you a Stafford fan?
Not really. I never paid attention to sports, man. I just work, make my money, and take care of my family.
So if you had to flip a coin, since you don't watch sports, because I'm pretty sure the old lady probably watches the halftime show, are you guys watching the Super Bowl? And who are you rooting for? Or who is she?
We probably will, but, you know, I'll have to stick with the Stafford because it came from the D.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you calling in, giving us an insight on the staffing world. If
for sure.
you need a job, how do we contact you? And I really want to fucking work, and I have a fucking vaccine. How do I get a hold of it?
I gotta ask three in damn near every damn state in the United States. So pretty sure we gotta ask three where you're at. Where you at, AZ?
Yeah, AZ. If I'm in the Metro Detroit area and I need a job, and I need a job, and I'm tired of smoking weed. I'm tired of masturbating on the couch, and I have to get a job.
Don't worry about the smoking weed. We'll bypass that too for you.
Okay, and then
that's the easiest thing to bypass.
And then what's the name of the company? Because people want to know if they need a job. Where do I go?
You go. I mean, you can email me, R. Gonzalez at strategicstaff.com.
There you go.
You know, we hire for customer service positions, non-IT positions, IT positions. We stay away from the automotive. We don't mess too much with the automotive.
So if I wanted to be in a factory, you're not the guy.
Not the guy.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate it. Much love, man. Be careful out
Same
there.
To you.
Make sure you're washing your hands.
Thanks for calling in.
Yes. All right.
For sure.
All right, brother.
Hey, wash your ass, wash your hands, and wash everything. Your feet too.
Hey, All of it.
Have a good night. Have a great one.
Thanks.
Sorry.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
That is motherfucking Rolf Gonzalez. I think that's the biggest thing, right? There's a lot of jobs, but nobody wants to work. I don't know if people are saying, "Oh, I'm worth $1 million" anymore. There was people saying they're worth all kinds of money before. Are you really qualified? Maybe not. You know what I mean?
No, I think so. I think there's just a different vibe going on now. And I'll say it again. I've said it before. The pandemic, like he said, did kind of show people what they're worth coming back to work, because you got to think there was a moment where they couldn't go out to work, and so they had to hustle up and figure out what they were going to do. Because some people weren't even getting unemployment, right? I mean, a lot of people were, but there was a significant amount of people that weren't getting unemployment, or were waiting on it, or weren't getting as much as they thought they were going to get, that weren't covering their bills. So you got to look at that aspect too. And I think they figured out other hustles and what they could do and make money for themselves and work. They were working from home. And so now they're like, hey, you should be paying me more money, because when I was doing other things, I was hustling and doing odds and ends stuff and selling things and YouTubing and
farting in a jar. I was doing all kinds of things.
Farting in a jar, right? All of it, selling my panties, toe picks, door dashing, OnlyFans. They're like, wait a second. You want me to work for $12 an hour before taxes? You can make more money sucking dick.
There you go.
I got tiger blood, man.
Biden shifts 3,000 U.S. troops closer to Ukraine. We are. They're saying this is imminent. This will happen, and we gonna go to Russia and we gonna go fight. So,
we got enough shit going on.
Tucson versus Toyota RAV4.
Sorry.
How are we doing this?
Rand Paul, the senator, COVID addicts that makes no scientific sense and serves a massive boycott. Kentucky Senator, good old boy, Rand Paul. We know vaccine is a neutral immunity works, but should this be emphasized? This is old Randy Paul talking now. He's wait a minute, what happened? Randy Paul. I don't know where he went.
Where'd Randy Paul go?
I lost him. Randy Paul, there he goes. Randy Paul.
Never trust somebody with two first names.
Rand Paul.
Yeah.
No.
Hyundai Tucson. Toyota RAV4.
Why?
Sketchy.
Rand Paul.
Just a rule.
Guy, when he first said his name, I thought he was the crossdresser.
The Pope surrounded himself with candles because they thought the infection could be burned out of the air with candles to save people. Long-handed notion. It took a few centuries for us, really till the 19th century, to understand the germ theory. But now we have lockdowns, which are not based in science. And really, we know that by and large, masks didn't work, plexiglass didn't work, 6 feet of distance didn't work. The one thing we do know that did work is vaccines and natural immunity. And those work to protect people from hospitalization and death and also slow some of the spread. So we should emphasize what works and not, it was real disservice for Dr. Fauci to go around saying cloth masks do work, because then you have an 80-year-old taking care of their spouse with COVID and wearing a cloth mask that has no value whatsoever. And that's a mistake. He caused people to engage in
engage. So Rand Paul, I always thought it was the guy that dressed up as a girl. What's his name?
RuPaul.
There, see, when I heard this guy's name, I go,
so close. You were so close with that one.
What do you make of Rand Paul saying that vaccines work?
Hyundai Tucson versus Toyota RAV4.
That cloth masks don't work.
I agree with him in the sense that vaccines work when you look at the numbers, right? But I kind of disagree with the mask thing, because I'm not saying it's 100%. It's never 100%. And the mask thing, I definitely believe protects you somewhat. Just because I know that when I was wearing one faithfully all the time, I hadn't been sick. I haven't been sick in 2 years, right? Knock on wood.
Right.
And I got a scratchy throat today, and I haven't been as adamant as I should be. And I'm hoping it's just sinuses, but I'm kicking myself for not staying adamant with the mask. And also with my personal history and my family history and all of that, health wise, I've been wearing masks since before it was the thing to fucking do. Right? So, and it protects. It doesn't protect all the time, but it definitely cuts down some of the, the spread and the cross contamination. And so that's why I would always wear one around my son, or when I would go to the special needs school, or when I would go into the hospital with him, we'd all have one on, because it does create some barrier, right? You can tell me it doesn't, but look, why did they wear them in the hospital pre-pandemic? Why were there stands of masks in the hospital? Why do hairdressers and nail techs and massage therapists pre-pandemic wear them? Because it definitely helps. Can't tell me otherwise. So maybe not fully, but it's not the end all be all, but it's definitely cuts, the buffer.
Do you remember the meme that says, "Have you missed me yet?" When what I'm trying to think.
Obama?
Was it Obama?
Mm-hmm.
So George W, because I like to say W because it sounds W, because he used to call him Junior or W. George W donates thousands to Trump impeachment supporters. So
I liked him.
Huh?
I liked him.
I love W. I don't know if you ever seen the movie. I like W. He was reckless, and then he became Christian, and
he was kind of airheadish in the movie.
He was kind of ditzy, but I love W.
Whatever.
I love W. But he donates thousands to Trump to impeach Trump supporters.
He has a crush on Michelle Obama.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, every time they're like at an event or somebody passes away or something, he sits by her and she's very kind to him, and he's always glowing when he sits next to her. That's his buddy.
Hola, you McNasties.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
Hey.
So there, I'm trying to think who lost. I think it was Bush, original H, and Slick Willie couldn't stand each other, and then towards the end, friends. They're
buddies. They're buddies.
They were buddies, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they're buddies.
This is going to be pulling on your heartstrings.
Great.
Blake Shelton brings fan on needing heart transplant on stage, sings along with a 6-year-old. So I bring that on this.
You're about to play it now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Sorry. I thought it was a touchy moment. There's another touchy moment coming up. I don't know what's going on. Spinny, spinny, spinny. Commercial. There it is. Bud Light. Please.
Miller Lite.
Send us money.
Miller Lite.
Oh, Miller Lite.
It's Miller time.
I don't drink.
The smallest, biggest fan from Lake Texoma.
6-year-old.
Oh, 6-year-old waiting on a heart transplant. Well, what this says. Don't even show everybody what that says, okay? Our secret. That is, you need that somehow. I'm half deaf, just so you know. So, on his note here, reread the first part. It says, your smallest, biggest fan from Lake Texas, 6 years old, waiting on a heart transplant. I think y'all having a bad day. Put that in perspective right there, man. And so, the next note that he has on here, he has to sing this song with you. So we don't ever, I never do this song. I don't know if I have it.
Let me turn that off before YouTube.
Oh, good, because I was tearing up. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Thanks. Thanks
Sorry.
for that. Oh, sweet baby. Sweet baby.
Hopefully he gets
I
his
hope he gets that.
He went on stage with Blake Shelton. So 1 out of 4 arrests.
Fucker.
1 out of 4 arrests over Michael K. Williams' fatal OD as prior dealings with NYPD bail laws. So they've found one person allegedly that gave him the drugs to do the overdose. The actor Michael K. Williams from The Wire.
They found him,
They found one of the 4 men.
and it was heroin, right?
4 men were 4 men were hit with federal charges Wednesday in overdose case, including one who walked free after cutting a sweetheart deal last year with 2 felony drug sales. Sources said so. One guy cut a deal.
AKA he was a snitch.
Irving Cardina, Hector Robles, Luis Cruz, and Carlos Mesilla are each charged with narcotic conspiracy for distributing fentanyl laced heroin to lead to Williams' overdose. So there you go. It was 4 guys.
Mm.
They even showed.
They cut it.
Yeah, they got him.
Mm.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't get why they're cutting it and why they're. I don't know. I don't do drugs, so I don't really understand all of that. You know,
Right.
Like, what's the point? You're killing your clientele.
Right.
Like, I know people say, oh, it's supposed to give you a better high, but you're fucking killing your clientele. And I know there's always going to be somebody else, but how can you sleep at night knowing that you sold them something that, it's one thing if they do too much, right? That's on them.
Right.
Yes, that's how I'm looking at it. I mean, heroin's heroin is bad anyways, right? But if I know I gave you something pure and not uncut or, not deadly like that, that's on you. But now you're putting something in there that really, the odds, there's really, really no beating it. Mm.
Hey, Connie, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Hey, Connie girl.
Let me know. Do you know who this guy is? And you probably don't, but I do.
Chuck Norris?
Oh, don't hit back.
That guy.
No, I thought it was Chuck Norris.
So that is Robert Wall. He was a 9th degree black belt. He was an Enter the Dragon. He recently died. He was 82. He trained alongside with Chuck Norris. He was actually Chuck Norris' student, but he was in that famous scene, "Boards Don't Hit Back," and he was in Way of the Dragon as well, but he was in Enter the Dragon. So he was a 9th degree black belt, and he was 82.
So basically, fucking whoop your ass.
Whip your ass, probably at 82. So do you remember? Remember Octomom?
I do. She was kind of scary looking, and then she started using all her kids. I mean, hey, it is what it is. She was profiting off her vagina, so no different.
Said Nada Suman, I'm the mom, not Octomom, is famed.
Wait, what?
Her name was Nadia.
Nadia. Mm-hmm.
I'm a mom, not Octomom. Was famed for octuplets. The kids are 13 now, so
yeah, wow,
teenagers now. So
that went by fast. But didn't she get some backlash because she was doing like fuck shit? She was doing some weird shit after. I know it wasn't just because there was something, and I'd have to look it up. But she, what was she doing?
Yeah, a lot of kids come out of the vagina.
Yeah, she had a lot of kids come out the vajayjay, but there was something else going on. Like she had some weird shit. I think she was doing some online stuff. I don't know. Just strange.
They sewed her vagina up after 8 kids came out. She's like a damn.
I think she had a C-section. I think she had a C-section. That's a lot of activity in your cooter coming out. It's a cooter shooter. That's what that is. It's a cooter shooter.
Cooter shooter!
So instead of Octomom, we'll just call her the cooter shooter now. I think she might like that better. It's got a good ring to it.
So I know you haven't seen this, but the Janet Jackson documentary was just released.
Oh, hell, I'm going to watch that tonight.
15 bomb. It went from 10 to 15 now, so she got all kinds of shocking revelations. Janet did not have a bedroom growing up. Those are one of them. Jackson's actually did not have a street named after her.
Are you really spoiling it?
No, I was just giving you 3.
Oh, okay.
As a child, Michael Wett is bad. There it is. There's
Michael Wett is bad. Okay.
So I know you buy lettuce. So a listeria outbreak linked to Doe salads have killed 2 and sickened 17.
Nice.
Listeria outbreak tied to Doe salads has killed 2 people and sickened 17 others across 13 states, according to the alert from the CDC. The salads were called Dole starting in December, included a variety of green soda in bags, clamshell packages, according to CDC, including garden salad, mixed greens, and Caesar kits. So be on the lookout for these salads because your butthole might be inflamed.
Mixed greens and Caesar kits from Dole. Got it. Check. Don't eat that. Inflamed butthole. It sounds like it's a little more serious than an inflamed butthole. Connie agrees that we're calling her the cooter shooter.
The cooter shooter.
I think so, Connie. Get a shirt that says that. I'm the cooter shooter. She just.
You think that was C-section?
Absolutely. She hates it. Well, I had to come up with something on the fly. So.
Cooter shooter.
She said she's tired of Octomom. Like, what else can we call her?
I have a friend named Cooter. Remember they had
really?
Yeah, there was what was the character from Dukes of Hazzard? His name was Cooter.
He was Cooter, but he was the Cooter. Like he was a hillbilly. This one is the Cooter, like the coochie shooter. We call her the coochie shooter. I think Cooter shooter.
Shooter wasn't. Oh no, Mater. That was his name. I was like from Cars. It was Mater, not. Cooter.
It was Mater, not Cooter. They were not making no kids cartoon named Cooter. It was Mater.
It was Mater. Oh, Cooter. I just remember that Pico train.
Roscoe Pico train.
Oh, Pico train. So MSNBC Steve Korniecki, I love the pronunciation, shocked by COVID is over. So they're saying they did a poll and they said that I was going to say Cooter is over.
I told you it's got a ring to it.
At 70% of Americans think we should accept that COVID's here to stay and we should get on with our lives.
Right.
Where do you stand on that issue?
I just report numbers. You know me. I don't do opinions. I do numbers.
You don't do opinions?
No, I post what the people are saying and let you decide for yourself what it means. I thought it was an interesting poll, though.
What do you think is interesting about it?
I think that topic has been getting a lot of attention lately. We hadn't been talking about it until recently. The number was, I thought, fairly high. But I think if you look closely in the poll, too, getting back to normal means different things to different people.
Right.
So I don't think there's a lot of agreement on what exactly that would look like. So I think there's a lot of agreement on let's get there, but what there looks like.
So what do you think? 70% of Americans they polled, and I want to know who the fuck they polled, is saying COVID is here to stay. Let's move on with their lives. It's nothing's gonna change. And COVID
You
is
booked
over.
a sunny Verbo ski chalet with.
I agree with his explanation on how he said the answers they give weren't what my interpretation and yours might not be the same. So I think that in a way.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think in a way, he knows and we know it's not over, right? And yes, or it's like, oh, it's here to stay. When is it going to be back to normal? What's normal look like? So I think 70% of people pulled together and said that. I don't think they all meant that, though. Does that make sense?
Well,
So, because what's over to me could be different to what's over for you, and they want to move forward. So it's like, okay, all the shock is over. Get over it. Let's just make it through this until we all fucking die one day. I don't know. I think
since COVID is over, I'm going to pour you a drink.
Okay.
So we got a caller. Who's on the line? Oh, hold on.
The cooter shooter? Who we got?
Are you in the cooter shooter? Who's on the line? I'm sorry.
Connie.
Hey, Connie. What's up?
Hey, Connie.
Hey. Hey.
So I know you're watching
Hey.
it. Where are you watching it? Because I know we got blocked on a couple things. Where are you watching it?
Yeah, I'm on your personal, I think. It wasn't the word on the street.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about? The cooter shooter? Or do you want to talk about
Yeah,
I need the cooter shooter. I'm just kidding.
COVID is over? Do you want to talk about Whoopi Goldberg? She's kind of from The View. What do you want to talk about?
What? Oh my God, wait. I'm going to circle back to Whoopi. I did not know that, but I'll circle back to that in a second.
Right?
Going back to the scooter shooter. So, growing up, teaching the girls, how to call their body parts, I always use the word cooter. I never okay, girls have a vagina, boys have a pee-pee. No, nothing like that. So I always use the word cooter, which Annalise hates because she likes to use the word hoo-ha, which I'm like, no, that's not even a word.
Hoo-ha. Yeah, I've heard hoo-ha before.
That sounds like a musical instrument that I
know, right?
Yeah. The hoo-ha. It sounds like something from what's that?
No, I just learned recently that the proper word for when you make your, how do you say, not a deli tray, but when you make your own quiz and you just make a big old board, the proper word for that is called
s'mores boards?
Charcuterie board.
Charcuterie, yeah.
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's French. It's French.
When I heard that, I'm like, that sounds like cooter board to me. So I know he feels like, well, then maybe you should use that word for our body part because you're messing up the whole charcuterie board.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Yeah,
it's charcuterie. Charcuterie.
Yes, charcuterie.
Yeah, charcuterie, and it's French, and I only know how to pronounce it because everybody used to butcher it. I only know because my son took French class and he, I tried to get him to take Spanish. He's like, I'll never use Spanish. I'm like, really, bro? When are you going to France? But okay. So he took French and I learned that early on. But yeah, that's funny because now every time someone says it, you totally think of the word your cooter slang.
Cooter slang.
Exactly. But yeah, why did Whoopi Goldberg get suspended?
What'd you say?
Why did she get suspended from The View?
She made some harsh remarks. I'll play them right here.
Announced that Whoopi Goldberg. A Fox News alert, the president of ABC has now announced that Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended for 2 weeks from The View. Laura Trump is sticking with us on this particular issue. Let's get your initial reaction. I know Whoopi. I'll go to my points in a second. I want to get your initial reaction, Laura.
Well, I heard you at the top of the show, Sean, say that you didn't believe that, she should be suspended. And we know what the calls would be if the shoe were on the other foot. If it was somebody on Fox News, for example, who had said something like this, every media outlet out there, every Democrat out there would be calling for their suspension. But you know what? I think you were very kind to say that. It is nice to see that people are taking this seriously because, look, Whoopi Goldberg is a very influential person. She reaches millions of people every single day. What she said was flat out wrong. It sounded, maybe she didn't intend it to sound this way, very anti-Semitic and very hateful. And so although she came out and corrected herself and apologized, I think it's nice for once to see that perhaps a step has been taken by an outlet that we know otherwise kind of lets people get away with these things if they.
So there you go, Connie. So what do you think?
It doesn't say what she said.
She said some.
I know.
Let me go back to the story. On why I find that. So did you ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
Yes, and that was my show. Yeah.
Okay. So the word for pussy or twat or whatever was called gash. What do you think of that word? Gash.
Gash.
That's dumb.
That's really dumb. I agree. That's dumb.
Oh, is that, you never caught?
What if she had a dirty gash? Ew.
Yeah, gash.
Ew.
Ew, really? I don't like it.
So wait, she used that one word and they suspended for 2 weeks?
No.
She said that she basically said that that the Holocaust wasn't about race. And that's the reason why she got suspended.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that, Whoopi.
Yeah, not the nicest thing to say, yeah.
That's like saying slavery wasn't about race.
And then she apologized.
Exactly. She would have
she apologized, and she they suspended her the next day. So she did get the apology in.
Wow.
But I got it. That's what she did. So, she said it was about race.
Yeah,
that guy. So the guy that was giving the report said he knew her. Did he eventually give his view on it?
I know one guy gave
advertising on YouTube
because he said she can't be anti-Semitic with a Jewish last name. Her last name is Goldberg. Here it is. Here.
So many people, which was never my intention. My words upset so many people, which was never my intention.
Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended from The View for 2 weeks after she made controversial comments about the Holocaust on Monday's episode.
And I'm incredibly torn up by being told these things about myself. And, I get it. Folks are angry. I accept that. And I did it to myself. This was my thought process, and I will work hard not to think that way again.
After speaking with Stephen Colbert Monday night on The Late Show, the controversy continued to grow. She apologized in a statement on Twitter and live on Tuesday's show.
Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know, and y'all know, because I've always done that.
ABC News President released a statement addressing Goldberg's apology for her wrong and hurtful comments, adding, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. The entire ABC News organization stand in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities.
There you go. There's a story. They can't see certain things.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you say things and you don't think about it till afterwards. It just kind of spills out of your mouth. You know what I mean? At least she owned it. You know what I mean? And just apologized. So
Yeah, she apologized.
Yeah.
But it wasn't they didn't fire her. They just suspended her. They just probably wanted her to reflect. And they probably were getting a lot of backlash from the Jewish community. So they had to do something. They had to slap her on the wrist or something.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. Something should have been done. And I mean, suspension, I mean, it's not a huge thing, you know what I mean? But it is something. But you just have to be more mindful. But, you know, sometimes in your conversations, you forget kind of where you are and things spill out, you know what I mean?
Right.
But at least she apologized the next day and owned it. There's some people that probably would have been like, I don't know, I think she was sincere, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It happened.
I agree. Especially she apologized the next day and then was suspended. A lot of people don't apologize until they get suspended.
Right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I agree. I think she's for the one.
No problem. Thank you. So Jeff Zucker.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one. Dave, go
Thanks
get
for calling.
Make sure you shovel that snow. Jeff just dropped a bombshell on CNN. He resigned as a network president because of a romantic relationship he kept hidden.
He cheated.
The only way it came to light during the Chris Cuomo investigation. So there he goes. The president stepped down because he was afraid of this coming out. So he's like, hey, let me
Wait, so the president of who stepped down?
So the president of CNN stepped down because he was under investigation during the Chris Cuomo investigation.
From the Chris Cuomo investigation. So basically he had an affair.
Maybe.
Well, if you have a sexual relationship with somebody and you're not married, it doesn't matter what relationship you have. That's your sex life, right? Yeah, you're the president, but there's something sketchy about this relationship. So A, he was married and he cheated. B, it was a prostitute. Or C, it was with a man.
Yeah, maybe. So do you know this music? I can't play it long because we will get banned, but here you go. Let me see if you know this. Oh, not that.
I'm like, I don't know, but I'm dancing.
Not that. There you go.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, Shane McMahon. Yeah. Here comes the money. Shane McMahon.
Shane Mac. Back, Daddy. Shane McMahon out of WWE after rumors of Royal Rumble backslash. Shane McMahon, which I think Royal Rumble was last Saturday. Rumors are after a parent drew a heat backstage at Royal Rumble in St. Louis. The website Ringside News first reported that McMahon, the 52-year-old WWE CEO, is the biggest shareholder, and Vince McMahon was quietly let go by the company after rubbing producers and wrestlers the wrong way on Royal Rumble. He was reportedly supposed to appear as WWE Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia, but those plans have been scrapped. So yeah, they let Shane O'Mac go again.
He did some shit, huh? Again, his mouth got him in trouble again.
Shane O'Mac, let go.
Shane O'Mac.
Man,
Here comes the money.
interest. I thought it was a shit.
I love it. I love it. He's a good villain. He's a good villain.
Right.
He looks like one of my uncles.
Right. How about this guy?
He looks like one of my uncles.
Do you know that guy? Let me do it
I didn't
again.
hear it. Oh, yeah, Ric Flair.
Well, guess what?
Isn't that funny? I don't know shit, but you play some wrestling stuff. I'm like,
Ric Flair splits from Fifth Flight, but insists they were never married despite glitzy ceremony.
I was just gonna say they had a fucking a bomb ass ceremony, and he played Ric Flair go woo going down the aisle. Do you remember?
Yeah, but he says he wasn't
The
married.
rap song?
Yeah, 72-year-old Flair got hit the 5th time back in September 2018. And Borough 61 hosted glamour ceremony on rooftop of Pearl Hotel in Florida. However, Monday, 16-time world champion told 1 million Twitter followers after taking some time apart, Wendy and I have decided to go our separate ways. Please respect our privacy and our families during this time. We love and cherish all our memories together, and forever will be thankful as she has done to make my life better. Woo!
Oh, he did some fuck shit.
Yeah, he was probably sniffing the cooter.
He's a cooter sniffer.
He's a cooter sniffer.
Yeah, he sniffs a couple things. He sniffs a couple things.
Baby, I sniffed a cooter. Woo!
Oh my God. OMG.
I sniffed a cooter. Woo!
I fucking can't with you right now. But he put there at the end how much she did for him in his life. So he fucked up. That's the I fucked up ending
I
in the letter. Yeah, I'll always appreciate how much she bettered my life, but I'm a piece of shit. So.
Sorry.
Woo!
I sniffed a cooter.
You're fucking ridiculous.
Honey, do you forgive me? Woo!
I'm a piece of shit. Woo! And then why? Okay, I got questions. As usual. Why weren't they married? Because he had money he didn't want her to get to. Because she was married. She could have got some money out of him.
Yeah.
Something sounds shady, but he's a shady motherfucker. So yeah, cooter sniffing, cocaine dipping, shady motherfucker.
Woo!
Like whoa.
Here's some great news. T cells. Pretty sure you are aware of. Immune therapy tied to a 10-year-old remission in 2 leukemia patients. Studies found 2 people with leukemia achieved remission over a decade after being infused with
immunotherapy.
Yeah, immune cells that have been modified in lab, according to a new study. These findings suggest the approach could be a long-term therapy for leukemia, and some researchers describe a possible cure.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome? I mean, I know you used to go outside the country and go do with the
Amazon employees.
Yeah, they did stem cells.
$15 is just.
I never understood why some people are making this illegal.
Money.
If they're, well, yeah.
That's the only reason. That is the only reason. There is no other reason.
Right. They don't want
people are more valuable sick than they are healthy. So if we cure all of the diseases and all the illness, the cancers, leukemias, the neuromuscular diseases, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, we cure that, all that money goes away, all those jobs go away, all of the therapies and the treatments and the pharmaceuticals and the chemotherapy and all of it. The machines, the wheelchairs, it all goes away.
It's so sad that
disgusting.
We're so close.
It's past sad. It's disgusting that there's so many things that could. I know that there's a cure. I know that there's a cure. I know that there's a cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I know that my son's life was a paycheck like millions of other boys. I know this just from the research I've done and the things I've seen, and just like cancer. Yeah. But to hear this, as hard as it is to know that there isn't nothing that's been put forth, that's really promising for my child. It's nice to know that, or children like him, it's nice to know that there are some children out there that will hopefully receive this, and adults, and hopefully save their lives, and they won't be a paycheck anymore. So, yeah.
So
it's good shit.
Here's another tearjerker. They recent.
Fuck, man. Just on a roller coaster tonight, huh?
Well, yeah, the recent death in
I know.
a police officer. There was a tribute in New York of Wilbur Mora, but this is pretty sad.
It's game time, baby!
And you're game time, baby. I'll wait till this commercial plays over, but I'll bring this on the screen. I was in tears when I saw this. But.
He is live in New York City. And Brian, I touched base with you this morning. This is the second time in a week that you've been there to cover it. Tell us what you see.
Dana and Bill, really, here we are again, right? A tragic deja vu. Hundreds of NYPD officers are standing outside of St. Patrick's Cathedral as another family mourns the loss of a young officer shot and killed in the line of duty. Inside right now, Cardinal Timothy Dolan is presiding over the funeral services for Officer Wilbur Mora. We will then hear from Mayor Eric Adams, as well as NYPD Police Commissioner Keyshawn Sewell and Mora's family members. The 27-year-old and his partner were shot in an ambush responding to a domestic violence call. Mora underwent 2 surgeries, was placed on life support, but then 4 days later died. Known as a gentle giant by fellow officers, Mora joined the NYPD in 2018. He gained a reputation for being friendly and bringing people together. The NYPD commissioner said Mora was 3 times a hero for choosing a life of service, for sacrificing his life, and then through organ donation, saving 5 people's lives. This, as a 6th NYPD officer this year, was shot last night in an attempted robbery while he was driving to work. Police say the 2 suspects then shot at responding officers, striking their vehicle. The police did not shoot back, and they arrested them. The off-duty rookie suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Yesterday, Mayor Adams reiterated the need to change the state's bail reform law.
Out of all the frustration they're receiving of watching the revolving door of violent people, these officers every day put on their uniform, pin that shield on their chest, put that bulletproof vest on, and go back in the streets. With all of that frustration, they still go back and do their job. Now it's time for lawmakers to do their job.
Today, the mother of a 19-year-old woman who was murdered in an armed robbery at a Burger King in New York City will hold a press conference where she will urge President Biden to act on crime. The president is expected, he will be here in New York City tomorrow. He'll meet with the mayor and the governor about combating gun violence. Dana?
Right, Brian, Yanis, thank you. I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
I was trying to get the, so they had a funeral and a toddler was in there, and I wanted to play it. So let me see if I can find it.
Wow, that is just so sad.
Yeah.
So crazy. He's a true hero.
Oh, I thought they.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a police officer. That's my.
Yes. I thought this was so.
We are establishing a new Amazon minimum wage.
Amazon. I guess they didn't do the video. I think it was just a pic. No, a pic. But there's the little boys in the NYPD car, toddlers. Toddlers will pay their respects Wednesday, February to deceased NYPD Detective Wilbur Mora in the Midtown Manhattan during his funeral in St. Patrick's Cathedral. And it's 2 little toddlers in a little car.
That's sad.
Yeah, I thought they had a video. I was like, oh, man. So I got some bad news for people that are in the colder states. If you're in Florida, if you are in Arizona, California, guess what?
Amazon employees earn at least $15 an hour, but $15.
Amazon better start paying us for some advertisement.
No, It's 6 more weeks of winter. The Groundhog. Pennsylvania most famous groundhog emerged from his burrow on cold Wednesday morning and saw his shadow, declaring there would be 6 more weeks of winter. So guess what? Sorry. So I heard on the radio today, the radio host announced that, right? 6 more weeks of winter. And he goes, that really don't mean shit in Arizona or in Phoenix. But hey, the rest of the country, 6 more weeks of winter.
You want to know? You want to know what the best part of winter is?
What?
Watching it on TV from Arizona.
Yeah. Fucking groundhog.
Fucking groundhog.
He was passing it out like he was passing out candy, you know? 6 more weeks of winter. Yay! Yep. So there you go. 6 more
We
weeks.
should change Groundhog's Day to National Hate Arizona and Florida Day.
Yeah, because everybody from Florida is basically
Fish and fish for a lifetime.
Yeah, Florida. Somebody posted today. It was like 80 something there in Miami. 88 or 85. Yeah.
So I retired the the original groundhog using he died. So this was a new groundhog, I guess.
Oh, poor baby. He he's a lot of stress on his life.
So there was a lot of fuck shit going on at the Golden Corral, at your neighborhood Golden Corral. So they ran out of steaks and people got
Really what happened?
Brawl breaks out at Golden Corral over alleged steak shortage.
Shut up. Oh, fuck.
Shared with Eyewitness News shows punches being thrown and high chairs flying as a fight breaks out inside the Golden Corral in Ben Salem Friday evening. Ben Salem police confirmed the brawl may have involved more than 40 people and happened following an argument among some. But officers didn't know what sparked the argument.
Oh, damn, did you see that one?
Franchise wrote in a statement, thankfully, no serious injuries have been reported. The safety of our guests and coworkers is our top priority. But a former employee says his friend who works at the restaurant was hurt.
My friend, she's in the video, like trying to break it up. And she told me like she got hit by a table and her ankle got bruised up pretty bad. And yeah, it's scary stuff. There was 2 parties in line waiting for steak. Somebody had cut in front and then started being picky and like finicky about the steaks and taking too long. And then somebody else spoke up and said something, I guess.
Oh, hell.
The party didn't like, and then it just looks like it turned into an all-out brawl.
There you go.
So there's a bunch of people getting salty about the damn steak. Motherfucker, wait your turn.
They get unlimited.
What the hell?
Video shared with Eyewitness News shows.
Wow.
Let me close this. So make sure if you go to Golden Corral and there's a steak shortage, don't start throwing chairs.
No, just stand in line and wait. Go get chicken.
Go get
Go get some chicken.
What is going on in the Golden Corral?
The Golden Corral, fucking hell. go to hell. The Golden Hell.
So your buddy Joe Rogan.
Oh, he's my friend.
Apologize. Unbalanced, controversial COVID theories with mainstream science. So that's what he said because they're pulling off. There's a lot of artists because COVID. Joe Rogan is associated with Spotify. Mm-hmm. So there's some artists that are pulling off. You've seen the funny memes. They're pulling themselves off Spotify because they don't want to be associated with Joe Rogan. Yeah. And what? The people's champion, The Rock, gives props for apologizing, but another singer pulls the plug on Spotify. Joe Rogan is getting support after saying he can do better on his podcast, but some celebrities still ain't buying it. The Rock was more good with Joe, saying, great stuff here, brother, particularly articulating, look forward to coming on one day, breaking out the tequila with you. But there's some people that are saying, hey, you know what? I got to pull my stuff off of Spotify because Spotify is backing you.
Is
And
Rock a traitor?
yeah, huh?
Is Rock a traitor?
I think he was diplomatic with that, saying, "Hey, you did a good job, but you need to get better. You need to be better." But still, people are still pulling it off because he said you need to get better. Even though you apologize, you need to get better with what you do with your podcast because there's a lot of people listening.
Okay.
There was some
I
people.
wouldn't be having tequila with them. That's for damn sure.
Jewel said, "You're doing a great job. Keep it up." Kelly Slater echoes the sentiment. Love to see offers to bring Neil Young or John Mitchell, whoever want to be on the side to refute whether they're so pissed off. If the true, be an easy conversation. I'm looking forward to the replies. So there were some people that want to try to figure out what is going on because, like I said, there's a lot of artists that are doing R&B. Singer India Aria was removed. Rogan has publicly declared she was following Neil Young's footstep and taking her music off Spotify, saying the decision is not based on COVID misinformation, it's based on race.
So there's that. Can't argue with that. Yeah, and honestly, to tell you the truth, I think he only issued an apology because of all the people pulling out and Spotify's on his head.
You think so?
Yeah. He truly felt that way. The things he says he feels, there's no hiding. He doesn't sugarcoat any of his feelings, and he's racist. He's a super bigot. So
she said,
is that what I said? He is. He is. It's a bunch of stuff, right? And he thinks COVID is a fake conspiracy shit, and he misinforms people, and he leads his tribe, his pack, in the way he wants them to think, right? And it's not always right, and it's not always researched properly, but he doesn't give a fuck. So why does he give a fuck now? Because it's hurting his pockets. That's why.
Did we talk about the pageant, Chelsea? I know you talked. So 2019, the winner of Miss USA pageant, recently committed suicide. She was only 30. Her great light was inspired by others around the world. Her beauty was strengthened, her family said. They got her last Instagram post.
I saw it.
So I'm kind of confused.
She was a lawyer, and then she was, what was she before? She was Miss America, but she was something else before that. So she had 2 titles. And then she was also a correspondent with the TV show Extra.
Okay.
So she was a host for Extra, a correspondent with them. Just 2 weeks prior to her death, she did an interview with Denzel Washington, and she's laughing with him and joking. And she, a lot of people knew her because of Extra and, the pageants and all of her work in the communities and young, bright light. And then she didn't really show any distraught that we know of for depression. I don't know if maybe her family's not releasing anything right now because of this difficult time, but she lived on the 26th floor, and they said she jumped from the 29th floor to her death. The morning of her, or it was the morning of the day before her, I think it was the morning, her Instagram post was a beautiful selfie of a face shot of her. Looked like maybe it was a professionally taken face shot, and it just said, "May this day bring you rest and peace." And that in itself is, if that doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what does. So her family made a statement in regards to.
Hey, Mike, let's meet Gabe. Downtown.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Who's on the line? Hello, caller. Can you hear me?
The worst places to do is to see your ex-husband.
Oh, okay. Oh, who's your ex-husband?
You know who it is, cabrón.
So what do you call? Who is this?
It's your sister.
Oh, hi, sister. What's going on?
I saw my ex-husband. I didn't want to see his ugly ass.
Okay. And what was the most for my Monday show? What is the most embarrassing sexual story you had with your ex-husband?
What? I'm not going to tell you that. What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, I'm sorry you said
Why
your
are
ex.
you got me on the air?
Yeah. Why you got? So I'm sorry you saw your ex-husband. Make sure you wash your hands and wear a mask, and always wash your ass. Thanks.
Oh my God!
What was she screaming? I couldn't understand at the beginning.
She saw her ex-husband.
Why didn't we keep her on and talk more to her?
Because she was screaming. She sounded crazy.
She was totally screaming. So, yeah. You answered that right in the middle of that story.
NFL Bengals Rams.
Hey, listen. Hey, wait. So, in regards to the, I can't. Never mind. Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Story?
Well, I was talking about it, and then you answered, and it was like threw it way off. Way off. Okay, so
she's like,
ex-husband. I know, but I'm like, wait. So, as I was saying, her last Instagram post was very chilling and threw us right off with that screaming before. And I wanted to say R.I.P. and rest in peace to her family, and to her, and prayers go out to her family. It's very serious.
Okay.
I'm sad about that.
That is really
sad. It really is. Like, just
Yeah.
because you're smiling and laughing and doing interviews doesn't mean that you're not sad and hurting inside. And it doesn't equal that. So,
And then,
yeah.
and then,
Okay, so there's that.
yeah.
Thanks.
That's not my ex-husband.
But wait. Suicide's not a laughing matter. So can we?
Okay.
laugh at that?
I was saying what she was doing.
I know, but that could have waited.
Sorry. She was a really pretty girl. And do you know what was wrong? What actually made her do it?
No. What makes anybody commit suicide?
No. Did she leave like a note or?
No. And maybe something small for her family. Yeah, they said it was a small note that left her worldly possessions to her mother.
Aww.
And her mother's and said smiling and laughing and being in front of things doesn't equal your fulfillment. You're happy inside. So there's, you check on your friends. Just because they're posting on Instagram and they have a great job doesn't mean that that's the end all be all of their happiness.
Right.
There's a lot of people out here suffering, especially during the winter months with seasonal depression and being stuck inside the house and all of the things that just came. We just literally went through that's still lingering.
Right.
It was absolutely breathtaking, just stunning to think that she was so hurt inside that she threw herself from a building at 30 years old with the world in her hand, literally. She's a correspondent on TV. She's got pageant titles, and she was a lawyer. Brilliant, right? Beautiful brains, all that.
She was a lawyer. Oh,
she was a lawyer prior to that.
Wow.
Yeah, like mental health and illness is a real fucking thing. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
So check on your friends. Be kind to one another. You don't know what the person next to you is going through. And if you think they're okay, it's usually the ones that you think are the strongest that you need to check on.
Right, definitely.
So there's that. Move on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I had to bring that in.
NFL, you had to reel that in. The
I had
NFL,
to reel that in.
Bengals and Rams, it is all set. We're going, and the NFL is we're going to go after counterfeiters because Super Bowl, even if it happens before Super Bowl even happens, the NFL and the Cincinnati Bengals, LA Rams are suing potential Super Bowl ticket merchandise counterfeiters. So there's a lot of that going on. So they're going after them.
Counterfeit tickets.
Counterfeit tickets, yeah.
Yeah.
The stage is set. Who do you got?
Stafford. Come on.
Okay, so you got the Rams.
I'm going with the Rams.
You got the Rams. Talk about that week. I didn't even,
Connie and Regina King's son. Yeah.
I don't know what
He's
happened.
a young, beautiful, brilliant actor as well. Her only child. Yes, Connie, her only son. There's so much going on right now in this world, and people don't have outlets, and maybe they do, but maybe they're under so much pressure that they feel they can't tell, or there's just no release. Man, it's sad to think. There's days where I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm drowning, I'm smothering, right? You've got all the stresses of things and in your inside world, and then the outside world happens too. So, oh man, and there's days where I'm like, I'm so strong, and then there's days where I'm like, I'm fucking weak as shit. I just want to crawl underneath the covers and be done with this entire thing, right? People that don't crawl back out, and they just they need that support, and it's hard to pinpoint who it is if you're not checking on people and you're not staying in contact with them, or I don't even know if she even told anybody her thoughts. I don't know. I really think that the U.S., and I don't see this happening, but I think that they should treat mental health like the other countries do. Like a lot of countries offer right off the jump, you get free mental health, right? There's no like, oh, call this doctor and get an evaluation. It's part of your whole PCP treatment.
Oh, okay.
It's just like getting a pap smear and going to the gynecologist and going to the prostate doctor. It's all those things, right? It's in there. It's part of your wellness. I think it should be automatic. I think should be something that is there's no question about it. But again, a lot of things that happen in the world that generate money are caused from mental illness as well. And once again, we're more valuable sick than we are healthy. So
right.
Sad.
That is sad.
Fuck.
So I know you said you had the Rams. So entering the seasons, the Rams were 14-1 to win the Super Bowl. Cincinnati was 125-1.
Yeah.
So that is the biggest, odds history ever.
Yeah.
Entering the whole season, the Rams were 12-1. Cincinnati is 18-1. So after we went into the playoffs, that's what their odds be. Yeah. So you got the Rams. I got the Rams. I won't be mad if the Bengals win because I've never won.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad, but I would like to see Stafford hold that trophy up. So there you go. So staying in football. So what was I going to tell you? Oh,
what's Connie saying? I want to read what she's saying.
I believe the U.S. is trying to wrap their arms around it now.
What I mean by it should be an automatic is that I think everybody should have some sort of I don't think they should ask you, do you need therapy? I think it should be just a given, right? I think it's like, okay, this is part of your treatment. Whatever kind of therapy that means, right? You can't tell me there's not one person in this world that doesn't have trauma. It doesn't have anything that happens to them on a regular basis, whether it's work stress, home stress, marriage stress, children, health, the outside world, the pandemic, sick, everything that's going on, right? road rage. I mean, there's an endless list of things that people fucking snap about. So, anger management, parenting classes, I feel like they should be like, okay, fill out this questionnaire on which ones you want to go to. Not do you need it, which ones are you going to go to? And in order to keep your insurance, you have to participate in something.
Right.
Just like certain companies say, if you want insurance, you can't smoke cigarettes. Or if you want insurance, you have to go to this workout class or this, there's something, right? If you want to keep this, you got to participate in what's called, preventative wellness. I think that should be something with the U.S. I don't know how they would go around it in a bigger picture, but I just really feel that if people had if it was a weekly, bi-weekly, a monthly outlet, that they could say, okay, in order to keep my medical insurance, I got to do this one Saturday thing or whatever it is. I really feel that it can't hurt. I think a lot of times when you ask somebody, hey, are you feeling suicidal? Are you feeling this way? Do you need any assistance? A lot of people have been programmed from an older generation to say, well, going to therapy is a weakness. Needing help is a weakness, right?
Right.
And you got to think that we were taught, people my age, your age, whatever, we were taught this by a generation that had less resources, that wasn't taught that this is okay to have therapy, that this is not a weakness, this is a strength. Like, this is my superpower. I'm going to talk about my problems. I'm not going to sweep it under the rug. I'm not going to pour myself into a bottle or into drugs or into domestic violence and self-medicate and hide it, right? I'm going to talk about it. And we were taught by a generation to sweep things under the rug, to suck it the fuck up and keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
And I really think that the only change that's going to come is when people are forced to, because they still are programmed to think that it's a weakness, or maybe they're around people who still portray that view, and they're scared. I know a lot of people that are scared what other people are going to think if I go and get mental health.
Right.
And mental health. They're scared, so they'll lie on the questionnaire. I think it should just be automatic. You don't have fucking insurance unless you pick something from this chart. You got to pick 3 of them. There's 200 fucking issues to deal with. Pick 3.
Right.
So that's my views. Not everyone else's. But yep.
There you go. Connie saying her dad believes that.
Yeah, Connie. Yes, I have family members that yes, older family members that thought that, or even are like, there's no talking to them. And I have cousins who literally are, I have one specific cousin in general who was having a hard time with the father. And I'm not going to say his or her, I'm just going to say my cousin. And I said, well, you got to talk to them. Reverse psychology it on them, because I know this, I know their father. And I said, you need to come at him a different way and let him know that this is going to be good for everybody. And my cousin would say, he's not going to listen. It's just, it's embedded in him to just suck it the fuck up. But he was doing things that were damaging to my cousin and to other people around him. But that's how they've been trained. And he's a boomer, right?
Right.
Until he saw that my cousin was really hurting is when he kind of laid off. He didn't get therapy. He just kind of eased up a little bit on the shit that was happening. But it still wasn't a cure. And I'm not saying that therapy is a cure, because there has to be action behind it. But when you have a third party that's an outlet to release this to, that can tell you, that listens, that isn't biased, but also can give you coping skills and coping mechanisms and things and tools. It's just like tools in a toolbox. So you go see this person and you get tools to put in your toolbox. So when these incidences come up again and these feelings come up again, you go, I got a tool for that. Let me pull it out and use it.
That's all
look
it
how
is.
strong, and look how strong I am using my new tool.
Right,
I'm not weak. I'm actually stronger because I got this tool in my fucking tool belt and I'm pulling that bitch out, right?
Well, that's what it is when you see a therapist or a counselor or whatever. It just basically gives you a tool that you can use to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's another thing, and I hear it all the time. Oh, I'm not going to talk to a therapist. They don't know me. I don't want to hear someone else tell me what to do, or and I just didn't click with them. I went twice and it was like, yeah, whatever. Okay. So therapist is just like any other medication you get on, any other therapy, any other treatment for your ailment, right? It might not work the first, second, third time. You might have to find a new therapist. Not everybody's going to click, but there's something out there for everyone if you really, truly want to change your perception, your perspective, and your views and help your mental state of mind. So you got to think, when you go to a therapist, the first visit is literally filling out paperwork. Second visit, intake. Second is like an intake and they like just introduce you. You're not really getting into the meat and potatoes and the juice of stuff until probably at least the fourth or fifth visit. That's when you can say, you know what? This isn't working. I need to find someone else. I'm not connecting with you. Or you're like, okay, time to call myself out on my own shit and just accept it and open up about the things that I'm going to talk about, because there's some things that I really need, and this person is giving me those tools. So people are quick to say, oh, no, I'm not talking to nobody. No. Like, how's that going for you? And are you really serious about helping yourself?
Right.
That, again, goes back to the point where I think if you want your insurance, you should be forced. But will insurance companies want to force them if it's going to take away from their profit?
Right. Makes sense.
Fucked up, huh? When you look at the big circle.
Yeah, it does. So it looks like Wendy's not coming on. She is a local realtor. She helps Hispanic family get homes in the valley. So hopefully she is. We can reschedule her. So the last topic on the agenda was Washington. So the former football team, Washington Redskins, and then eventually dropped it to just to Washington, has officially changed her name today. So the Washington football team will now known as the Commanders after franchise announced the new name on Wednesday. They're going to be called the Commanders. I don't know. What do you think? I was talking to my uncle, and he says they're always going to be the Redskins to me. So
I'm kind of torn because I have some friends who
are Native
American. They're Native Americans. So they're like, we don't give a fuck, right? Like, we don't give a fuck. And I don't really have any friends that do give a fuck about that, but I'm sure there's people out there that do, right? And I'm not even going to be insensitive and say there's not. But from my experience and the people I know, and I know a good amount of people that don't know each other that are natives, and they're like, they're more upset when they see somebody dressed up as a pilgrim compared to
it says
pilgrim and Indians compared to the football team.
So the reason why this started, the new name also came as a franchise look to rebuild its image. $10 million fine, if you remember, in July over NFL investigation into the team's culture, including allegations of sexual harassment and other workplace misconduct. So that's the reason why they started, dropping the Redskins, and then they found out. And Commanders makes sense because they are in DC, and there's the commander-in-chief. Fan favorite option's new name was the Wolves or the Red Wolves. Was not chosen by trademark reasons. So there you go. That's all I have. Your account is restricted because your previous posted something you didn't follow on terms of services. This posting counts against terms of services. No one else can see this. Repeat violations of community standards can also further action request restrictions. If you think it was a mistake, please disagree or agree. Well, I disagree, and it doesn't really matter because it's
Can
not.
you write in there, fucking haters? Just write it in there.
I submitted.
I disagree because they're fucking haters.
I never heard of some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why? It says I grew up in Southwest Detroit. It was a chop it up on a Saturday, December 4th. It doesn't say what it was though. I don't know. What do you think it was?
Was I even on that show?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, because that's the anniversary of my son's passing, and I took that day off. So I don't know. I'd have to rewatch the show.
Right. My contact was removed due to violation of Facebook Twitter, and I believe this contact should not have been removed. Okay. Did
You
not
have to rewatch that.
Yeah. This is so dumb.
Should we call Anna back?
Huh?
Should we call Anna back?
Yeah. You want to call Anna back?
Yeah, let's call her back.
No,
Now that we're not talking about suicide and stuff.
Okay. Okay. So you could explain to me now, because we were talking about a serious topic, but tell me what happened.
Fuck! I was at Panda, I got a few things, and then I finished paying, and I go out, and I see this fucking asshole with the fucking beard. And I said, oh shit, I think it's my ex-husband. And right when I'm walking out, I passed by him, I said, fuck! Just like that.
Was it
Fuck
your ex-husband?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Did he see you?
Why are you gonna put me on the radio?
Because I told him to call you. I wanted to talk to you. Did he see
Oh,
you?
you see, dog. I was so mad I wanted to fucking kill somebody right there. Fuck.
So he saw you? Did he say anything to you?
Yeah, he saw me fucking being smirked. I don't want to see his fucking ugly ass motherfucker. Had a fucking beard like, oh, I can't stand beard. Oh.
Well, at least he didn't say anything. I'm glad you didn't run him over with your car. That wouldn't have been good.
No, I learned. It's been 11 years. 11 years going on 12 years, I think. And I'm over that. I just don't want to see him in a fucking public place because I wished him dead. So when I saw him, I said, fuck, just like that. And I walked out.
You're like, fuck, that it didn't work.
Dead. Like you wished him dead and then he
Huh?
was dead. How did you wish him dead and then he was dead, or what happened?
Yeah, I told you that a long time ago.
She wished him dead, and then she saw him, and she's like, fuck, the wish didn't work. I got to redo this. I get it. I
wanted to kick him with the damn balls. Oh.
Well, we got him on the line. We're gonna
You shut up.
And then
What?
We got him on the line. Jay, say hello. Hello, Adriana.
Enrique, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Hello, Adriana.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
This is dope.
You know what? I don't fuck with you again.
What do you
You listen, the least he could have done was bought your Panda Express.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Adriana,
He's lucky I didn't have a knife on me. My son was going to give me a knife the other day. Said I would have stabbed him.
Adriana, what are you still upset? I gave you good dick. What is wrong with you?
You know what, Enrique? Shut the fuck up. I was so mad. I was speeding out of there. Luckily, I slowed down before I got to 111 because there was fucking cop over there.
I used to like, right. Why are you being this way?
Stupid. Shut up. Oh! I never wanted to see him at a fucking public place because I didn't know what I was going to fucking do.
Okay. Well,
So that tells you he lives by you. You got to be careful.
This is a perfect story. So we're going to This is a perfect story. We're going to Adriana on Word on the Street. What is going on the street? She's just seen her ex-husband and she wished them dead. So thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to all our podcasts. And if you can't catch us on live on Facebook, you could catch us on our YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Anna. I appreciate it.
Oh my God. Thanks, Anna. Oh, that's funny. You can follow me, Tori Rochelle, on Facebook, at All Beauty All Beast on Instagram.
Promoter.
Hey, might let you meet gay. Shot down.
Promoter. We're trying to get off there.
The Savage Kitty, that's THEE Savage Kitty on Twitter, and Tori Smooches on Snapchat. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight and chiming in. It's been great.
Make sure you guys are always washing your hands, wearing a mask, and washing your ass. Here you go. Peace out. Stay safe. Stay warm.